posted a lengthy explanation about the concept of Allah. However, I am not sure if it worked. In case it didn't, I send you the response to the questions posted in the comment boxes. I feel that you are both intelligent and sincere in searching the truth. That is why I am responding to your question. May Allah guide you to whatever is the truth. I will read it to you now. It says, "Hi guys, I see there are interesting questions being thrown around. Just to clarify a very important point. In the realm of existence, there is manifestation of Allah, meaning that He is known through the works He performs. For example, if we were to look at a book, and I was to say that the author of this book is in the book itself, I would not be totally incorrect. Meaning, not that He is physically inside the book, but His personality and His attributes are in there. They are known there. You may say, through the book, the author demonstrated His intelligence, His kindness, etc. So we can then conclude that the author reveals himself through the book as a wise person with sensible ideas, that he is kind. If we see the universe as a book of Allah, then we see the same thing, ergo by sustaining all creations, all creatures, with bounties Allah demonstrated, that He is a generous and compassionate. By creating things so beautifully and with perfect order and fashioning, we can conclude that the creator of, or the author of this book called the universe is all-knowing, and He is omnipotent, and He is also perfect. So Allah is everywhere, with His compassion, love, His power, His generosity, His skills, artistry, perfection, wisdom, and His infinite abilities. You can say that Allah is everywhere, with His power, His attributes, and His characteristics that are manifested or displayed through His creation. That doesn't mean that He needs to be in the universe everywhere physically, because Allah is not of the same substance as His creation. We have to understand Allah before we can judge any issues to do with reasoning, to do things. The artist who draws a picture doesn't look like the art. The person who makes a table doesn't look like the table, or share any physical attributes with the table. Likewise, the one who made His universe, which is His art, then the artist Allah does not look like His art. But we are able to know what kind of Allah He is through His art, through His works. For the people who are sincere about learning about these issues, may go into my videos to understand more. For the sake of good faith, please, let's not make empty comments that only insult one another. Why does Islam give understanding, compassion, knowledge of the unseen happiness in this world and hereafter? Gives me patience, tolerance, makes you more generous, less greedy, less selfish, more thoughts, morality, ethics, gives you direction, and goes on and on and on. What doesn't Islam give is nothing worth having. That is why we love Islam and Allah. Peace. Sounds like you're a Christian describing the God of the Bible. Thanks for taking the time to write such a speech. Well, the original Bible revealed to Jesus is what we believe as being the word of Allah. Well, where is that Bible revealed to Jesus? You always read the Gospel according to Luke, a Gospel according to Mark, etc. We only believe in the Gospel according to Jesus. is it located? This gospel according to Jesus. Sounds like during the writing of the Qur'an it was everywhere. I mean, if you read the Qur'an, it really sounds like it was everywhere. That gospel does not exist anymore. What? When did it become extinct? It had to go out of existence after the writing of the Qur'an, or Qur'an chapter 2, well, Surah 2, verse 106, would have kicked into gear to advocate the Quranic scriptures that talk about the Qur'an being a quote, confirmation and a reminder of that which went before it. Don't you think? You know? That which went before it, unquote. You know? Corruption would have had to have happened after the writing of the Qur'an, after the writing of Qur'an Surah 2, verse 106, to keep from abrogating the Quranic scripture that says the Torah is like the Qur'an to the point where the Torah is, quote, both guidance and light, unquote. Don't you think? The current Bibles have all been tempered. All have been tempered and corrupted, and it is no longer it's no longer the real word of Allah. If so, then when the Qur'an tells me, as a Christian of the book, that I have no ground to stand upon unless I stand firm upon the Torah and the Injil, the Gospel, it should no longer, well, that scripture should no longer be obeyed. That true? No, we should no longer follow that Quranic scripture, right? And if the Bible has been corrupted, you shouldn't obey Qur'an 10 verse 94, should you? I mean, this is Qur'an 10 verse 94 in the Yusuf Ali. Quote, if thou wert in doubt as to what we have revealed unto thee, then ask those, be the Christians and the Jews, who have been reading the book from before thee. You know, reading the Bible before you, The truth has indeed come to thee from thy Lord, so be in no wise of those in doubt. You, as a Muslim, should no longer obey that scripture from the Qur'an if the Bible is now corrupted. True, don't you think? Qur'an, however, is still in its original writings, and not even a letter or a dot has been changed, because the Qur'an says so. It is the infallible word of Allah. But the before scriptures, the Bible, they weren't, even though they are supposed to be Allah's words. But how come Allah couldn't protect their before scriptures, yet can now protect the Qur'an? How come Allah can now get it right with the Qur'an, but couldn't get it right or not protect their before scriptures, that is the Bible, or as the Qur'an calls the Bible, that which came before it? There is a big difference between the two cases. Yeah, right. There is a big difference between the Bible and the Qur'an. It had to come. The corruption had to come after the writing of the Qur'an. The corruption of the Bible had to come after the writing of the Qur'an. True, because again, if the Bible became corrupted before the writing of the Qur'an, Qur'an chapter 2, verse 106 would have had to have kicked in, don't you think? He's not responding.